Hello, my dear students. I am Mr. Bashir Al-Shafi. Welcome to my videos. Today our lesson is about working in media. Theme 1, Unit 1, Unit 4, Working in Media, Course Book, page 8 and 9, pages 8 and 9. Mr. Bashir. Let's start our lesson. Here, open your book, page 8, please, my dear students. We have here working in the media. We have 3 questions for discussions. The first one, have you ever considered a job in journalism? Why and why not? Question number 2, what areas of journalism would you be interested in? Newspapers, magazines, TV and radio online. Question number 3, what qualities do you think a good journalist needs? Please, my dear students, we need to discuss the 3 questions A, B and C. But first I will give you, my dear students, some information so that you will be able to discuss these questions alone. Okay, first of all, newspaper journalism. Many journalists begin their careers as newspaper reporters. Newspaper reporting gives training in basic journalism skills such as interviewing, writing up stories, and working to deadlines. So you need to be good at finding stories and not to mind asking questions even in difficult circumstances. 2. Magazine journalism. There are fewer jobs in magazine journalism than in newspaper. Magazines cover a variety of topics such as travel, computers, cars, photography, so you need to specialize in one of them. Magazines tend to have a small staff, so you need to be able to work as part of close team. TV and radio journalism. TV and radio journalism, these branches require the same skills as newspaper journalism, but other skills as well. You need to feel comfortable in front of a camera and handling a microphone, and tell a story using pictures and sound as well as words. You need to be able to research good stories for TV or radio audience. Online journalism, you don't need to go out and hunt for stories, but you need an excellent understanding of the web and be able to create special reports on major news themes. You don't just tell people news, you interact with them and give them the opportunity to express their opinions about it and discuss it with each other. Okay, my dear students, now we are going to top tip. The top tip focuses on the listening for the connecting words. In talk, these help the listener to understand, not here, sorry. Top tip, when listening to a talk, listen out for connecting words such as first, next, then, finally. These will help you to identify the different sections of the talk and follow the speaker's ideas more easily. Okay, my dear students. Now in task 2, check the meanings of the words on the left below. Match each word to a definition on the right here and write the words and their meanings into your exercise book. Okay, the first one, number 1, passion. 2, accurate. 3, curious. 4, coherent. Number 5, deadlines. So number 1, passion, the answer will be letter D, strong feeling of love or liking a lot. Number 2, accurate. Accurate means correct and true. Correct and true. Number 3, curious means keen to find out about something. Coherent. Number 4, coherent. Coherent means clear and easy to understand. Number 5, deadlines. Deadlines means dates by which you have to complete something. Now they are very clear, my dear students. Number 1, it will become letter D. Number 2, B, letter B. Number 3, letter E. Number 4, letter A. Number 5, letter C. Please try to write them in your exercise book and keep them in your mind well. Okay, let's turn to task 3. Task 3 here. Listen to a journalist talking about her job. As you listen, note down in your exercise book the most important skills or quality for a journalist mentioned in each section. So, my dear students, please try to bring a blank paper and try to write or open your course book page 8 and write directly in your course book. No problem, okay? Now, let's start, but first you have to read the question very well. So here, as you listen, note down in your exercise book the most important skill, not the whole sentences, the most important skills or quality for a journalist mentioned in each section. Here, my dear students, as it was mentioned before in the top tip section, firstly, next, then finally. So you have to put them in your mind well. Let's start, my dear students. Listen.
Listening 1.4.1. I love my job as a journalist. It's not always easy, but it's very rewarding. If you're thinking about a career in journalism, these are the 4 most important skills or qualities you need. Firstly, you need to have a passion for giving people news. You need to be very good at communication and give people information that is clear and accurate. You can't make mistakes. Next, a good journalist needs to be curious. You need to want to learn about everything and enjoy interviewing people and asking them questions, even in difficult circumstances. Then, you need good writing skills. You need to write about your stories in a newspaper or present them on TV in a coherent way. You need to tell people, this is what's happened and this is why it is important. Finally, you need to be able to work to deadlines. You have to have your work ready on time because news can't wait. Otherwise, it's no longer news.
Okay, my dear students, now you have listened for the talk. So the first letter A, firstly, the answer is passion for giving people news. Firstly, the most important skill or quality for a journalist mentioned here. For letter A, firstly, passion for giving people news. Next, needs to be curious. Okay. C, then you need good writing skills. You need to have good writing skills. Finally, you need to be able to work to deadlines. Now, I'm going to replay again the listening to revise what I have said. Please listen carefully.
Listening 1.4.1.
I love my job as a journalist. It's not always easy, but it's very rewarding. If you're thinking about a career in journalism, these are the 4 most important skills or qualities you need. Firstly, you need to have a passion for giving people news. You need to be very good at communication and give people information that is clear and accurate. You can't make mistakes. Next, a good journalist needs to be curious. You need to want to learn about everything and enjoy interviewing people and asking them questions, even in difficult circumstances. Then, you need good writing skills. You need to write about your stories in a newspaper or present them on TV in a coherent way. You need to tell people, this is what's happened and this is why it is important. Finally, you need to be able to work to deadlines. You have to have your work ready on time because news can't wait. Otherwise, it's no longer news.
Okay, my dear students, now you have just listened to a talk about a journalist, and you have already known that the most important skills or quality for a journalist to have. Okay, now turn to page 9, please. Here we have sound bites. They are very important, please, my dear students. Here, interrupting and allowing interruptions and blocking interruptions. So you can use these phrases for interrupting. For example, sorry to interrupt you, but can I interrupt you again? Sorry to jump in, but if I could just stop you there. If allowing interruptions, no problem. Yes, all right. Blocking interruptions, if I could just finish. Hold on. Let me finish, please. Okay, my dear students, I will just make you to listen these interruptions from the original soundtrack. Okay. Listen, my dear
Listening
students.
1.4.2. Sound bites. Interrupting, allowing and blocking interruptions. Interrupting. Sorry to interrupt you, but can I interrupt you again? Sorry to jump in, but if I could just stop you there. Allowing interruptions. No problem. Yes, all right. Blocking interruptions. If I could just finish. Hold on. Let me finish, please.
Okay, my dear students, let's turn to task 4. Listen to the conversation between a journalist and Mr. Green. Mr. Green has told the journalist that He has unusual story. Before you listen, read questions A and B below, then listen for the news. Here the questions. How many times does the reporter interrupt Mr. Green? Write down one phrase which Mr. Green uses to A. Allow an interruption. B. Block an interruption. Okay? Just listen, my dear students.
Listening 1.4.3. So, Mr. Green, what do you want to tell me?
Well, last night I was on my way home.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
No problem.
what time was that?
About 6:30. I was just driving along the road.
Can I interrupt you again?
Yes, all right.
What was the name of the road?
The name of the road? Brighton Road. Now, as I was saying,
Sorry to jump in, but
what is it now?
which part of Brighton Road? Was it Brighton Road East or Brighton Road West?
Let me see. Brighton Road East. No, West. Well, I was driving along Brighton Road West when I saw an elephant standing in the middle of the road and...
If I could just stop you there, did you say you saw an elephant?
Yes, that's right.
What was it doing?
Doing? Well, nothing much. Just standing there and looking a bit lost. And
Can I interrupt you again? What did it look like?
look, if I could just finish. It just stood there, right, staring at me and waving its trunk around. Then it went away.
That's not a very interesting story.
But I haven't told you the most important part. Before it left, the elephant came over and spoke to me. It said,
Sorry to jump in again, but did you say the elephant spoke to you?
hold on, let me finish please.
What did it say?
It said, can you tell me the way back to Africa?
I see. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Green, but I've got to get back to my office now.
But aren't you going to write about me in your newspaper? I've always wanted my picture in the paper, and...
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Green, but I'm a busy woman, and I've got lots of other stories to write about. Ill stories.
Okay, my dear students. Now, question A. How many times does the reporter interrupt Mr. Green? The journalist or the reporter interrupts Mr. Green 7 times. Letter B, question P. Write down one phrase which Mr. Green uses to allow an interruption. I will give you some phrases Mr. Green uses to allow an interruptions are no problem or yes or right. Okay. Block an interruption. Phrases Mr. Green uses to block an interruptions are lock, if I could just finish, hold on, and let me finish please. Okay, my dear students, thank you for listening and have a good day, and I hope we will meet you again in next video. Thank you.